All right, so don't know what happened. GoToMeeting decided to misbehave today. So anyway, we'll do a really short video here. So you'll see that you have a new, it's kind of a new assignment, and it's in ReadWorks, and it's super fun. So what you're going to be doing is you'll be doing ReadWorks every day. So you're going to be filling out 4 of these. I'm going to go ahead and show you, and they're called articles a day. You're going to do 1 article a day. Each week there's going to be a different topic. This week it's interesting pets. There's a lot of great topics. And so what you're going to do is you're going to pick, there's like 6 different articles that you can choose from. So you're going to do 4 out of the 6, okay? So you're going to go in and you're going to pick one. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. Okay, go ahead and log in. And you're going to go to article a day once you get in there. So it'll look like this, and it'll say article a day right underneath it. So interesting pets article a day. Go ahead and click on continue. And once you get in there, actually, I started on this one. Let's go ahead and see if I can show you. So you're going to go into interesting pets this week. This one will be next week, but let me show you what it kind of looks like. Once you get in there, you're going to be able to pick between 6, and you'll do 4 out of the 6 because you'll pick for the 4 that interest you. So say, for instance, you pick this, you're going to read the article, and what you're trying to do is you're just trying to learn new information. Once you read your passage, okay, you would have learned quite a few new pieces of information over the topic that you chose. Once you get there, you're going to go to the Book of Knowledge. Now, the Book of Knowledge is going to be knowledge that you gained from reading your article. um, you're going to write, it says 2 or 3. What I want are 3 things you learned from the article that you want to remember. Um, remember, these are going to be facts, okay, about the article that you read, and it needs to be taken from that article. So if you read about dogs, um, and you wrote something that you knew about dogs, but it wasn't in the article, I will not accept that. Okay? It has to be new information that you learned, that you read from that article. You can just go 1, 2, and 3 and name them off. It doesn't have to be in a paragraph. I will not accept anything like, that was a cool article. Or I think, say you're reading about dogs, I think dogs are cool. um, uh, they have to be actually facts, knowledge from what you read. So those are what I will accept. So I'll read each sentence that you write about it. And remember, it's knowledge. It's not what you think about it. It's not um, your opinion about it. It's just straight from the passage. Just say you're reading about the beetles. The Australian beetle is one of the fastest running insects. Okay, wow, that is a piece of information I did not know. I would go to my book of knowledge and write that. Beetles are one of the fastest running insects. So it's information that you learn. Once you do that, make sure you hit submit. So you're going to be doing that, and this will be in place of your reading for fun in the form that you've been filling out. So you'll be doing this for a while. Um, so there'll be 4 a week. And this week it starts with interesting pets, and then next week you'll be working with animals. So I've picked some really fun topics I think that you will like. So that's the new thing for ReadWorks. Then the next thing in math, okay, you are going to be working on 2 digits by 1 digit. So we're going to take a look at what that is. All right, so multiplying 2 digits by 1 digit. So what do you say that is? So it's going to look like this. So 2 digits multiplying 2 digits times 1 digit. 2 is 1 digit. So we're multiplying instead of 1 digit by 1 digit, you know, our kind of essentially your math facts, 1 digit by 1 digit, we're doing 2 digits by 1 digit. Now some of you, yeah, we have worked a little bit with that. And all you have to do is there's a couple of different ways that we can figure this problem out. We can we can do repeated addition, which is 30 groups of 2. Wow, that would be a lot of 2's that I have to write out. 2 groups of 30. Okay, I probably would do that. 30 plus 30. Because multiplication, remember, is just repeated adding. So I could do that. I could add 30, 2 groups of 30, and that would be 60. So 30 times 2 is 60. You can do it that way, always, if you would like. Another way, an easier way to do this is to write them on top of each other. So I'm going to go ahead and write that larger number on top, 30 times, and make sure the 2 is under the 1. So this is the 1's place, this is the 1's place, and this is the 10's place. Don't want to mix that up. And you can write them on top of each other. And one way to do that is you can multiply the 1's times the 1's place and the 1's times the 10's place. So 2 times 0 would be 0, and 2 times 3 would be 6. So we get 60 here and we get 60 here. Two couple of different ways to do that. When you are multiplying by a 0, okay, if you have zeros in a number that you're multiplying by, we always know the number is going to be 0. Another way you could do that is just multiply 2 times 3 is 6. And we know that if you're multiplying 2 times 0, it's going to also be 0. So you can just cross out the zeros until you're ready to get your final answer. So there's several different ways that we can figure this problem out. We're going to go ahead and do a few more. 2 digits by 1 digit. So let's say we're going to do 70 times 7. Okay? So we can do 7 groups of 70. And that would be a lot of adding. 70 plus 70 plus 70 plus 70 plus 70, 7 times. I have 4. This is 5, 6, 7. And we can add all of those up. Whew, that's going to be a lot of adding. We could do it and we can get the right answer. It's going to take a little bit longer, and you're more likely to make a mistake by adding over and over and over again. The other way we can do it is write it on top of each other. 70 times 7, making sure our 1's digit, 7, is in the 1's place. Our 1's place is in the 1's place. We multiply 1 times 1 place times the 1 place, and the 1's place times the 10's place. 7 times 0 would be 0, and 7 times 7 would be 4. D9. Our answer would be 490. And again, we can cross this out. Multiply 7 times 7 is 49. And we add in that 0. That's just another quicker way when we have zeros, when we're multiplying times 0. Let's take for let's really quick and make let's check and see your understanding here. Let's do 20 times 8 equals, so you can do 8 groups of 20, 20 groups of 8. That'd be a lot of adding. So you can always do repeated addition here, or we can write it on top of each other, 20 times 8. Go ahead and figure that problem out. I'm going to give you a second here to write out this problem. Figure this problem out. 8 times 0 and then 8 times 2. And I'll wait just a second to get until you get your answer, and then I will put your answer here. So figure this problem out right now. All right, hopefully you're done doing that problem. 8 times 0 is going to be 0, and 8 times 2 is going to be 16. Our answer is 160. And hopefully you got that. Um, if you didn't, this is just, it's a pretty easy way to figure this out. Pretty easy concept. Um, you can definitely give me a call and I can go over it with you if you don't understand it. Okay. The last thing we're going to go over is cause and effect, okay? And we've worked with cause and effect before, and it looks something like this. Um, so let me get my pen. And this would be the cause. Because I walked my dog, or because I walked my dog. So this is the cause. Because I walked my dog. The effect is that my legs hurt, okay? If you can say because before the action, okay? Because I walked my dog, then this is going to happen. You can't say because my legs hurt and the effect be I walked my dog. That does not make sense. So you can always say because before something to see if that is a cause. Okay. Let's see. Because let's say I went outside in the snow without my jacket and my feet were cold. Okay. We want to see which one is the cause and which one is the effect. So can we say because my feet were cold. I went outside in the snow without my jacket. That doesn't make sense, does it? So we know that my feet were cold were not the cause, okay? Let's see. Let's delete this. And say because I went outside in the snow without my jacket, my feet were cold. Ah, that makes sense. So this is going to be the effect of me not wearing a jacket or not wearing shoes outside. Oh, without my jacket. Oh, sorry. I went outside in the snow without my, let's say, shoes. That doesn't make sense. My feet were cold. So because I went outside in the snow without my shoes, I went outside in the snow without my shoes. My feet were cold. That would be the effect. So you have to always be able to say because before it in order to know if that's the because or the cause. Okay? Because I went outside in the snow without my shoes. My feet were cold. Let's think of one more. Okay. Let's say my stomach hurts. My stomach hurt and I ate a bunch of candy. Which one is the cause and which one is the effect? Because my stomach hurt, I ate a bunch of candy. No, you wouldn't eat a bunch of candy if your stomach hurt. So we couldn't say because here. My stomach hurt is not the cause or the because. Because I ate a bunch of candy, my stomach hurt. Ah, now that makes sense. So I ate a bunch of candy is the cause, and my stomach hurt is the effect. I ate a bunch of candy, um, and in effect, my stomach hurt because of it. So because, so you have to make sure you can say because to see if that's the cause, and then what happens because of that. So cause and effect, a couple of different things. The last thing I want to make sure you guys are going over and making sure you have been practicing your multiplication. I will be going over these on your individual calls this week and making sure that you're knowing them and memorizing them. 6, 7, 8, and 9s for sure are the hardest. Make sure you're practicing one at a time, okay? So like practicing your 6s and don't move on to your sevens until you're done with memorizing your sixes. Or know them pretty quickly. Remember, two snaps. Um, and remember, splash math is a good one to do that, but don't practice them all at once because then you really don't know which facts you do not know. So isolate them. Just practice your sixes, and you can practice them with flashcards in Blackboard under first quarter class. There's flashcards in there. Um, and then you could also make flashcards pretty easily, paper pencil, you can do it that way. Um, so this week, individual calls. Remember, this is a grade in your grade book, so you have to really start to memorize those. Because if you do know how to skip count, that's great, just in case you do forget it once in a while or one math fact. But you are going to um, there's going to be a lot more errors and mistakes if you are skip counting because unless you know those just fantastic, then but skip counting you can always rely on and go back to. But if you have to do that for problem after problem after problem, it's more likely that you will start being inaccurate and more the likelihood of you making more mistakes is higher that way than as if you were to memorize those. So, um, all right, so those are the things that needed to go over with you. And I know some of you have seen the poetry, so I'm excited to see your poems that you write this week. Kind of a different type of writing, so I know you guys are going to do a great job of that. Make sure you watch the video for that, or you're going to have a hard time knowing what to do in there. All right, have a great day. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.